Welcome, this is Meredith. I'm here today to lead you through a series of yin yoga postures. So yin yoga is a very gentle, quiet practice. It has been so useful for me in my life because it is not only a way for the physical body to soften and to experience acceptance on a cellular level, but it is a way that a metaphor that we can take into our lives. A metaphor that everything that is difficult in our lives that we might be facing, that instead of running away from it, we can really be with the difficulty, we can be with our breath and the sensations in order to find that release. So let's start in a meditation. You can take a comfortable seat like me. You can choose Virasana, or you can sit on a blanket with the legs crossed. And close the eyes. So my only rule in this class today is that you let yourself rest and you love yourself first. So as you begin to center into your breath, I want you to imagine each inhale as this loving presence you're entering into your body. Because when you love yourself first, when you take care of yourself, physically, mentally, emotionally, you are so much more present to those in your life, the other people around you. We can't be in a place to give unless we are filled up ourselves. So I invite you to really allow this love with each inhale to fill your body. Loving yourself first. And we let ourselves rest because in this world of so much activity, so much doing, so much action, that it becomes difficult to find the times just to fully let ourselves relax, to fully let ourselves rest. And this is really what we need so that we can be so filled up in ourselves that we can fulfill our purpose, so that we can do exactly what we need to do in our lives and to give exactly what we need to give. With each inhale, a loving wash over your body. Each exhale, just a gentle rest for yourself. Then inhale, gently open the eyes. We'll come into our first pose. So you can come into a tabletop position on your mat and take your right knee and lift it over the left knee and widen your shins apart. And you want to sit back in between your heels. This is called shoelace pose. So if you find that your sitting bones one is higher than the other, then you can use a blanket to help support because you want the sitting bones to be connected to the earth. And then place your hands in the soles of the feet and close the eyes. So in yin yoga, we hold the poses for 3 to 5 minutes. And we completely soften the muscles of the body. So any holding you are having here, release. And the reason that we soften the muscles is so that we can gain access to the connective tissues, which lie deeper, the tissues connecting the bones. So only when the muscles are soft can we gain access to this deeper stretch. So with an inhale, lengthen through the spine, and with an exhale, gently bow forward. And back to your breath. And so the reason the connective tissues are so important in the body, right? Because in Chinese medicine, this is thought to be where the meridian system is found. So we have this complex network of channels throughout the body that are sending our different energy systems. And sometimes they get blocked. Sometimes there are blocks that come up in the energy system. Sometimes there is imbalance. And so with Yin Yoga, we are working both on a cellular level to find this place of acceptance. We're also working on an energetic level to remove the blocks in the meridian system. So you might notice there's a little bit of an opening here. Maybe you can go a little lower. And you'll find that the pose might be a little bit achy. That's fine. It just means that you're working up to your comfortable edge, your slightly uncomfortable edge, so that you can find growth. And it's really only in these places of discomfort that we are able to grow and to learn more about ourselves. We also store so many emotions in the body. So as we work deeper, first on the cellular level, and then on the energetic level, we also work on an emotional level, releasing deep stored emotions in the body. Soften your jaw, soften behind the eyes, and soften behind the neck. Then inhale, slowly rise back up. Place the hands back on the soles of the feet. Breathe in that wash of love over yourself. Breathe out that beautiful space to just rest and relax. And then you can gently come back over the knees. Release the right knee from the left. And just take a moment here to rest in the middle. And then you can come back onto your hands and knees and switch sides. Left knee over right, widen the shins apart, and come down into your seat. Get comfortable, both sitting bones connected to the earth, and then place the hands in the soles of the feet. So this posture in particular is working to balance the meridian system that lies on the outsides of the legs, This is called the gallbladder meridian. And when the gallbladder meridian is experiencing imbalance, we tend to have more fear in our lives. The emotion that the gallbladder meridian is related to is fear. So by bringing our full awareness into this space, by softening the muscles, and by cultivating our awareness and our acceptance on the cellular level, begin to open up in the energetic level. You can slowly lower down. And in doing so, we cultivate more courage in our lives. So the courage that we need to do exactly what we feel called to do and to fulfill the purpose that we feel we have in our life. Take a deep inhale, and with an exhale, lower down. Soften all the muscles. Release the back of the neck, close the eyes. By opening to, looking at, and moving into the difficult emotions and the pain that we might have, we find our balance again. This is the essence of Yin Yoga. So as you rest into your posture, imagine yourself just surrounded here by a cocoon. A warm cocoon, and you can fill the cocoon with whatever emotions or qualities that you would like to have more of in your life. Maybe gratitude or balance or peace, love, acceptance. And with each inhale, breathe in that warm wash of love and acceptance, total presence with yourself. With each exhale, release anything that does not serve you in this moment. Notice if there has been some opening, you can lower a little deeper. And notice any tendency of where you tighten. So notice the jaw and behind the eyes, the back of the neck. Notice the shoulders, the tops of the shoulders. The tongue, allow the whole body to relax. And really it's just gravity's work here, pulling you down to the earth. Then inhale, slowly rise up. And pause in the middle. And then gently walk over the knees. Release the legs. Take child's pose for a moment. And then you can sink your forearms forward on your mat. Come down onto your belly. And then you're just going to create a shelf of your elbows underneath the shoulders, shoulder blades on the back. And then soften between the shoulder blades and allow the heart to soften down to the earth. This is called our seal pose. So the feet can be slightly apart. The legs are totally soft. The jaw is soft, the eyes are soft. Notice if you have any holding around the hips. And gently release that holding. And then inhale, you can gently come back up onto the knees. Stretch out into child's pose. Full acceptance of yourself in this moment. Nothing you need to change. Nothing you need to do. And inhale, you can come up to a seat. And we're going to sit down on the mat and have a bolster. And extend the legs out wide apart. So we're going to have a bolster and a block for this pose. And you're going to take the bolster right up in the middle of the legs, the block on top of the bolster. And you want to lift the hips, widen the heels apart. If you notice any rounding in your low back, then sit up on a blanket and elevate the hips, because we want the pelvis to already naturally be tilting forward in this posture, so that less of the stretch comes more from the hips, less from the hamstrings. So you're just going to soften the legs here. So just allow the legs to be soft. Allow the weight of the sitting bones to connect to the earth. And then you can gently walk your hands forward. Have this bolster right here in front of you. And then you can take the block and rest your forehead on the block, so that there's nothing, no holding at all in our body. There's nothing we need to hold on to. In the Western world, we've really been missing this willingness to be with ourselves exactly as we are. And in this practice, you are cultivating this deep level of acceptance. We're learning to accept ourselves on the cellular level by being with uncomfortable sensations. This will permeate into our lives so that when we are faced with difficult situations, we won't have to run away from them. We'll become so expansive and accepting of exactly what comes our way that we become less reactive, that we can handle those difficult situations And we can move forward in our lives with this deep level of self-acceptance and self-love. Notice if you have any holding in the inner groin. So the meridian we are balancing here is the liver meridian. The liver meridian runs up along the insides of the legs. And the liver meridian, it corresponds to anger when it is out of balance. So by opening, breathing space into the inner legs and balancing the liver meridian, we open ourselves to more kindness, both to ourselves and to others. Soften behind your eyes, soften the jaw, and just come back to the breath. You can imagine this cocoon surrounding your body again. Breathing in more peace and abundance, clarity, sense of power, gratitude. Whatever it is that you are needing more of in your life, breathe it in. And with each exhale, release out exactly that which does not serve you anymore. Any fear or anger, release it. You can gently come back up to center. Move aside your bolster and your block. Take your hands under your knees. Bring the knees together. Come back to a cross-legged posture. So this is the time in the practice that I would suggest you take a shavasana. But we're going to do our gentle closing here. And you can take your shavasana after the video. So close your eyes, center back in, breathe in that love, that permission to love yourself first before anyone else. That permission to let yourself rest so that you can be fully rejuvenated and present in your life for everyone around you. So that you can be in a place to give authentically, knowing that you have taken care of yourself first. Gently bring the hands in front of the heart, and we'll end with one Om. Release the breath. Inhale deeply. Om. And gently open the eyes. Thank you for sharing your practice today. My name is Meredith Ram, and if you enjoyed this video, share it with your friends. You can also head over to the blog on my website, meredithram.com, where you'll find more videos and inspiration. Be sure to sign up for email updates to get yoga, insights, inspiration right to your inbox. From my heart to yours, namaste.